Okay, welcome everybody to the Referral Challenge Q&A Mastermind call for Friday, November 3rd. Glad to see you guys here. The only update I have is that I met with Rick Streb on yesterday. He's in town for one of Pat's masterminds, and so we got together for a brief period to talk about the nutritional component of Smart Start, the Smart Start group, and basically the nutritional component of the Referral Challenge in general. How we're going to help. We're going to put out an SOP on that, and one of the things we're going to do is introduce this solution that Rick has. There will be multiple. You can use any solution you want, but this is something that will work well, particularly for the Smart Start group, is the combination of Pro Diets and this JLab Pro integration. JLab Pro is Jason Hunter's supplement company that is the sort of evolution of ProGrade, I guess, because he bought ProGrade and now it's JLab Pro. So this is something that's interesting, exciting. I think it's very simple to do. It's a very low-end, low-priced offer. Pro Diets is you get free for 30 days, or $1.95 for 30 days, and then after that it's $9.95 a month to the consumer. And then it's got, he was showing me on the back end, once a customer, one of your clients or customers logs into the Pro Diets and they get their meal planning there's just these hyperlinks right in there that take you right to the supplement page, and you've got your affiliate link. You, the fitness professional, has your affiliate link already embedded automatically. It's generated for you. And so you get the sales, and you're selling supplements that are as high quality as they get because Jason Hunter's behind it. So anyway, I like it. It's neat. We're going to be rolling that out here shortly. But again, it's not something we're going to force people to use, or even there'll be multiple options. You can do whatever you want with nutrition. We just want to provide some sort of SOP guideline and then a recommendation, and that would be the Rick's Pro Diets and JLab Pro integration, as I mentioned. So that's the only update I've got. Aaron, you got anything?
No, sir.
Okay, cool. Well, then let's get right into it. We'll probably have a couple other people pop on later on, but for now, Billy, let's start with you. Give us an update how you're doing and any questions, issues we can help you with.
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to check in. I'm excited to see you guys and Aaron. Yeah, everything's going well. Personal side, things going well. I guess the most exciting thing is we find out the gender of our third child on Monday. So we're pumped about that. Business-wise, I'm sure you guys know I had the launch this week with Pat, and it's being well received. So that's great. And as far as here, it's we're doing great. Getting past all that crap we went through, and as always happens, the lessons are learned, and things get better from it, and we're hiring. So that's the two things I'm focusing on. Sort of the things I'm overseeing are the new hire, and it's going really well, the process. We're going to give it a couple of months before making any decision. And then the other thing I'm working on is actually some referral challenge stuff. Interesting question from your wife as far as how much have you used? And I was like too embarrassed to actually answer, but I'm on the same boat with most of the people. And it's great, but it's just like things I think we sometimes we underestimate how long things are going to take, even when they're done for you, and it's just that implementation and getting it systematized in your business. So I'm working on one of those earlier systems, and I'm excited about that.
It's an interesting point. It's something we've been thinking about and running up against quite frequently now, is seeing that the referral challenge is overwhelming. It's overwhelming for most people. There's too much. Even though no matter how good it is, it's almost too much, and so we've got to figure out how to improve the deliverability of the process, and so there will be more uptake. And I'm not sure exactly how we're going to do that. We need to brainstorm. But any ideas? You guys have any thoughts on it? We'd love to hear them. So
yeah. Like I think a big part of it, I think, is the mindset of us. And just understanding that this is like cream of the crop stuff, and no matter how good it is, it just doesn't happen overnight. And I think it's being patient. I think it's taking consistent action. I think one of the potential roadblocks or problems for folks I could see for sure is hopping around too much.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, I start my welcome kit. It's so stupid. I have my welcome kit that I never completed. I'm still waiting on a couple of components of it. It's like I think a combination. I think staying focused on what is most important for your business at that particular time. What are the problems you have? What are the strengths that you want to capitalize on? What are the things that are confusing in your business? And what are the components of the referral challenge that will help those issues? And then staying with it until you get it, even if it's 80% done, because that's the other side. The flip side to that is that it's probably never going to be perfect. Maybe it doesn't come out exactly how it looks. It's all exciting when you start, but then you realize maybe this particular piece won't exactly work for you, and just being okay with that. It's getting better each day and being consistent with those improvements is where the magic happens. I'm so excited. I think it's a mindset thing. It's like you can get overwhelmed at how much there is to do, or you can take the approach I'm taking is just get excited about it and say, hey, like I'm doing well as it is, and now I'm not doing like any of this stuff. Can you imagine how great things are going to be, not just profit-wise, but culture and everything else once I get through some of this stuff? So it's exciting to me. I think it's just all about how we look at it.
Yeah, I hear that. No doubt. It's you're right. Your mindset. I mean, it's just a huge piece of it. So that's great feedback. Really appreciate that, Billy. And I think we'll just continue to try and solicit feedback from everybody and dial it in and just improve upon it. I mean, that's all we can do at this point, because it is all good. It's just a matter of helping people to implement the uptake process. A couple other things, Billy, I wanted to ask you specifically. Number one, if you get me a link, or if you want to go ahead and just put a link in the referral challenge to your new product, go for it. Because or if you want to give it to me and I'll announce it, I'm happy to do that. I just need the link.
Appreciate it. Yeah. So
yeah, we definitely do that and share that with folks for sure. So if you just want to message me with a link or something, I'll put it in and do a little endorsement as well.
I really appreciate that, Eric. I know Pat will too. Not to put pressure on, but it closes tonight at midnight. So I'll send it to you right away.
Yeah, great. I'll do it right after we get off the call. That'll be perfect.
Great.
Yeah, good. And the other thing is, what's the latest on your friend or ex-friend maybe now who?
Oh yeah. So I'm also excited to report on that. So the latest is that it's died down tremendously. It's almost over kind of. There's a little talk here and there. The end result, we lost 11 active clients who are actually paying that went there. We're fine. We've gotten more than that. We're doing better than ever. I would say this is the funny part. I think this is where the real lesson lies. I would say even right off the bat, about 70% of those people we knew were kind of like dead wood and they needed to go. And even the ones that we thought were like big losses, we found out that they weren't. Like, here's a great example from today. So we're at our team meeting today. We have every Friday. And one of my young coaches, rock star, his name is KC, he was talking to me about this one woman who was this was the one that really hurt us. I mean, she overcame cancer. She was featured in my book. She spoke at my book signing. She was like one of our biggest proponents, always posting on social media. She's one of the ones that she left. She believed the lies. There were several lies that were spread about me and about us, just outright lies. So she ended up going there and didn't even question. A couple of people where we were really surprised. They didn't even question it. They didn't even like ask me if it was true. They just decided to leave. And her in particular, I reached out to her and she wrote me a message. And I was so shocked. It said, Billy, I don't think at this point there's anything to talk about. Please respect my decision to leave. Like, literally reached out like with my heart and said, listen, Dina, like, I just wanted to talk, and that's the response I got. So it was very hard emotionally. Now I found out today, and I was so hurt by her. She was this great person that left. I felt so bad about it. And today the young coach told me that she has gone through this cancer and she's beaten it and she's inspiring everybody and she's posting stuff all over the place. And she decided to start getting into one of the, nothing wrong with it, but getting into the multi-level marketing business of nutrition supplements. And she's gotten like annoying, like she's posting, trying to get people to sell stuff. And this coach of ours, she solicited, she said, can you meet with me to discuss something? He met with her. He said she put on the most uncomfortable pressure to him. She never talked to me about it. He didn't even know what he was getting into. He said after that, she was texting her and trying to push products on her, and he had to ask her to stop. He was like annoyed by it. And I was surprised that just even knowing her that she would do something like that. And then it got me thinking, like, you guys know where I stand. Like, God's plan's bigger than mine. I'll never understand the full picture. And I realize now that she probably was meant to go as well. So anyway, and just to answer your question about, like the current status, I got in touch with a new lawyer, and we're making sure we have everything in place for the future. And his opinion is similar to mine. He thinks with this issue, since it's kind of dead now, it's probably best to leave it, but we're going to relook at everything and get things in place that we need to.
That's good. I mean, and it's, going back to the whole mindset comment that you made earlier about this is what distinguishes, and I think we all agree with this, so I'm sort of stating the obvious, but what distinguishes people who really move forward and achieve at a high level is how they think about things, how they process information. And the way what you just described is so healthy and helpful. And I just made a note. I want Adrian Shire to hear what you just said, because, he's going through all sorts of these problems. And he just needs to, just to be able to have a healthy attitude about it the way you just expressed it. And I think, frankly, whether it's spirituality is great for some people, it's great for me, it's great for you, it's great for Aaron, it's great for a lot of folks, but it's not the answer for everybody. But or it could be, maybe it is, and maybe, hopefully, if he's not on, I don't know where I'm going with this. I just wish for him that he would have the same mindset that you.
I understand what you're saying. Regardless of that, it's still about your attitude. I understand it completely.
Yeah, no, it is. And so I'm glad things are going well, that, it doesn't surprise me. That's the way you roll. So good. But what about your buddy, or I don't know if he's still your buddy or not, but is he still aggressively trying to take people from you, or is that all died down?
Yeah, no. So what happened was, this was their plan. This was their brilliant marketing plan. There was so one of the members who was just turned on us out of nowhere. She decided she was recruiting people. People were texting him, because he did have a lot of relationships. So people were texting him like, "Hey, what happened?" That's just human nature. Everybody wants to know. I stuck to our agreement that we had when he left, which was, hey, if people ask, it's just going to be, hey, we're really sad about this. He decided to move on, and we wish him the best. And, it's need to know basis, and you don't need to know kind of thing, right? And I stuck to that, and it kind of bit me in the butt a little bit, because he didn't. And I've known the guy since I'm like 12 years old, and I'm still surprised that he went this route. It was like desperation shows the true character, because he not only shared the details, he shared lies about, what he said happened. So now I'm telling people, listen, I'm not going to share the facts out of respect for him. But then they go to him, and he says, yeah, well, he fired me because I wouldn't sell supplements, which is like so far off the reality. And so that bothered me. So once I heard that, my mindset changed a bit, and I said, you know what? It's fair game now. Like, you want to tell people what happened? Like, let's do it. Like within reason. I didn't start like going all over bashing him and stuff like that. But people came to me, said, hey, you know what? I met with him. He was being disciplined for incompetence. And there's some, I gave, one woman, I gave some examples. I said, hey, I don't want to bash the guy, but I said, hey, he took things without paying. I mean, these are things that would be addressed in any business, including yours, the woman I'm talking to, who was a business owner. And so that's kind of the route that he went. So what they were doing, this is what pissed me off the most, was somebody said, a genuine person who really just cared, and she was curious. She said, what happened? He goes, just come into my place and I'll tell you everything. And she told me that's what he texted her. Come into my place and I'll tell you everything. So the plan was like to get people there, and then whatever from there. And they're just like a few people just followed each other there, and they're just talking, and they're better off there. So it's he's posting pictures, and there's there's 6 people there, and 5 of them were our clients. I'm like, what are you going to do when that's done?
Right, right. Let me, one other quick thing. Was he the guy that introduced you at the book signing on that video? Yeah,
Yep.
that's what I thought.
Yeah.
So I can see, articulate guy, charismatic, presents himself well. I can see.
Yep. Yep. He was like it's like the worst case because he's a likable guy. Like everybody likes him so much, and that's what makes it so hard. It was so confusing for people.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you read Pat Lencioni's stuff, but he's the lovable slacker is like what he calls his personality type.
Yeah.
Like
Pat Lencioni?
Yeah. So he describes ideal team player, he describes the different flaws in personalities. And, it might be that they're not humble. It might be that they don't have the work ethic that they need. It might be that they're not good with people. So his thing is that he's a combination of his work ethic is terrible, but he's likable. So it makes it harder to address. Because
yeah. I've known people like that. Yeah. Yeah. That's funny. Well, it's good to see that you're moving forward nicely, and yeah, it's wild. It's so helpful. It's interesting too, because I think Adrian sort of demonstrated by bringing these things up that these are stories that are issues that impact virtually every fitness business owner at some point in their career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, good. Well then, thanks for sharing that, Billy. And just like I said, get me the link. We'll get it posted today right after the call for sure.
Do that right now. Should I message you here or email it or?
Yeah, you want to message me right now with it on Zoom? That'd be perfect. Yeah.
All right, great.
So Billy, Eric, go back to Pat, Billy, and just see if we can extend it 24 hours for the TRC guys.
Got it. Will do.
Yeah, but I'll definitely get it up there right after the call. But yeah, if you want to do that too, that's fine.
So here's the plan. I'm going to message you the link right now. Then I'm going to set up an email with both of you and Pat and ask him about that. Does that work?
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Great.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
Yeah. All right. Good. Aaron Lindauer, let's talk to you. Let us know how things are going and anything that we can help you with.
Yeah, definitely. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay, and not the noise?
No noise.
Okay. They're cleaning right now because we're having our 10-year anniversary party tonight. So.
Oh, it's tonight. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm really excited about that. 10 years of business. Pat kind of gave us a shout out today that there's only 4% of businesses make it to that 10% year. So that kind of was cool. I didn't know that stat. So feels like 20. But nonetheless, we've got a cool event tonight. So we're actually going to do a push-ups for charity. And we've got the charity that we're doing with everything here in the referral challenge. They're bringing the kids' art that they do for art therapy at the hospital. So, and then we'll have hospital representatives there. They actually gave us a link so that all of our payments can be online. So it's cool because I just remember back in the Wounded Warrior days, on the original push-ups for charity, it was a flipping nightmare to get all the checks and the cash. And so I'm just so excited to not have to do checks if we don't have to.
Yeah.
So anyways, Yeah, so we've got that event tonight and raising money, so I'll be excited to see. Right now, if everybody does the push-ups they say they're going to do in 90 seconds, we should raise about $2,300. So pretty excited for that.
That's great. You said you're doing a different variation on it, right? You're having your trainers do the push-ups?
Yeah. So they've been getting pledges. So I kind of looked at, they have 30, accountability clients. And so I put it on them like, hey, you've got to get pledges 50 cents to $1. And, some clients wanted to sponsor all of them. So that was kind of neat. And basically we had sign-up sheets. So it literally was a clipboard. Hey, client, after the session, sponsor me. So we kind of role played that in the staff meeting because I was like, you've got to be assertive when it comes to this. And, you know, not all of our personalities are, hey, I've got something. Like, and so just kind of showing them like, hey, and so, I mean, a couple of them, their push-up is worth, you know, almost $12. So I'm like,
wow.
There you go. And I told him, I'm like, I don't care what your push-up looks like. This is for charity. Just get out there and have fun. And so that will be at 7 o'clock. The event runs from 6 to 9. We've got 3 artists that have brought their stuff in. So our place is just beautiful right now. So all those walls are filled with art, and we've got beer and wine and all that good stuff. So it'll be a good time.
Would you post some pictures tomorrow or anytime when you get a chance, just any pictures in the group? Because I know people would love to see that.
Yeah. I mean, this is how to run the easiest event. Not only is it like, okay, cool, we turned 10 years old, but we're raising money for the charity, and it's getting we have a huge sign out front of our place. One of those big black signs. I'm like, shoot, I need this thing all the time. How much is this sign? Like, you know what I mean? I need it 52 weeks of the year. But it has all the details on it. So we did this 2 years ago, and we had 100 people come through. So we are, to get in the door, your ID has to be checked. You have to have your hand stamped, and then we're collecting everyone's information because we're giving away a year. So whether you're a member or not, I need to know who all came through the door. Infusionsoft thankfully finally worked on their landing pages, and I created this landing page in 15 minutes. So everyone's contact information is being taken.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Are you expecting to surpass your 100-person turnout from a couple years ago?
I don't know. Right now I feel like nobody's coming, but that's just me.
That's what happens when I start this group. Every time I launch the meeting, I'm like, nobody's showing up today. This is going to be the day that nobody comes.
Yeah, no, I know, because that's what I was like, how much beer do I buy? You know what I mean? Like, it's not like I'm throwing a college kegger. Like, I need to make sure that I have an appropriate amount of drinks, and that's probably the most nerve-wracking. So I'm hoping we get 75, but yes, I'd love to surpass the 100 mark. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I got it.
So I love the way you flipped this around and got the trainers doing this thing as well, right? So next year, consider doing this. Have me come down to sing. People will throw money at me to get me to stop, right? And you'll make a fortune.
You know, some of the clients said, we should do a karaoke night. And I'm like, oh my God. No.
I'll bet it would work.
Yeah. No. So anyways, I'm just excited about, this event finally being, here and just to see what we raise. So again, it'll be just a good publicity, press, and giving back to the charity. I can finally tell you, and so after they enter their details, an email goes to them immediately that says, thank you, hope you enjoyed your time, something about 10 years of business. And then it says, and also we have a huge initiative with Get Fit Indianapolis, and it gives them the link to the Facebook page. So just another chance to drive people to the Get Fit Indianapolis stuff, because I do have it launched.
Awesome. And that's the name of the game. What you just said right there, it's finding every possible way to push people into that group. Yeah.
Yeah, so very excited to finally have that dang thing launched. I have 28 members strong in there, but I've only sent out 2 emails, so we'll get her going. I also got really, really frustrated this past month with Facebook ads. We spent a truckload of money on Facebook ads, and for the first time ever, they didn't work. I think it was a sales page, but whatever, I'm not the guru here. So anyways, from that silver lining, and I have to share this with everyone, I've shared this with 3 other guys that instantly implemented it, and they have results, but you guys know the 13-word email.
Yeah.
So I made mine 26, but I sent that out to our non-members and I got 13 responses. I had 2 purchase right away. I had an old customer come back. I've already generated $2,900 by sending one stupid email.
Fantastic.
So I just wanted to share that because like I was really struggling with October's numbers where, you know, the business is okay. Everything's fine, you know, right? Business is good, but you don't hit goals and it's just really frustrating. We turned 10 years old and I'm like, this sucks. And it was just because of one thing not working when there's a lot of other things working. So I just say that to tell people like that stuff works.
Yeah, it does. I mean, there's a lot of great tactics, you know, that can work really well. And so it's awesome that it did work. My concern whenever I hear stories like that, it's thank goodness we can find good tactics that work. But what always worries me is that people go like, well, okay, that I'm going to do this one, and now I got to find the next one, and what's the next one, and they start chasing tactics like, you know, like an addict or something.
Well, and here's the other thing too. I have to preface the results that we had is because I communicate to our list 2 times a week. So 2 times a week, I'm sending a motivational email or here's what's going on. And I've been doing that for months now. So, and I mean, it's very normal for someone to get that email every Tuesday and every Friday. And so all I sent was subject line was their first name, ... And then I said, no, anything else. It said, we're going to be helping a handful of new clients lose 8 to 10 pounds by the end of the year. Would you be interested in discussing more? And then I hit enter like 1,000 times to push the unsubscribe to the bottom. But to be honest with you, this was so refreshing because just the genuine responses of, hey, Erin, oh my gosh, I've been meaning to call you. I've been meaning to email you. And it's like, people feel like I've been talking to them. Like, and that's, you know, we had a lady just renew and sign up 12-month agreement from this email. So
that's fantastic. You know, I was just down in Houston for Tom Jacobs' Master Your Business thing. And what I talked about down there was the principle of PACT, of being prolific, authentic, consistent teacher, something that I've gotten completely away from, but that's how I built my business to begin with. That's how MP got built. That's how Pat builds his business. This is how Eric Cressy built his. It's about how, you know, across genres, niches, everything, it's people build their business that way. And the importance of just that ongoing conversation with your tribe, you know, so that they feel like they know you and really like you and trust you, because that's what improves the response of everything you do, just as you just articulated. I mean, that's fantastic.
And some of the emails that I didn't even want to send. So like Tony was so adamant about me sending emails about Leo and his birth and all that stuff. And I just didn't want to. It was such a hard time for me and it was so emotional. But he's like, Erin, people want to know. And this lady, the first thing she asked when she walked in was, how's Leo? You know, and like I've got obviously pictures on my desk, and then I'm like, yeah, we've got baby 2 on the way. And she's like, oh my gosh, praise Jesus, you'll have another kid after that. And I was like, I know. Yeah, tell me about it. I'm still in therapy trying to figure that out. But this labor won't be the same. Billy, we find out 2 weeks what we're having. So super fun. Yeah. But so anyways, the more personal that message is, I've learned, the more, I mean, I get responses and it's just, or I get people say, take me off this list.
And that's fine too. That's what you want. Ideally, I mean, you want people to either love you or just say goodbye, you know, and just move on, because they're never going to buy from you anyway. So
right.
Get them off the list. Yeah.
Yep. So that's the things that are going well. The only, like, I was trying to think what to say to Camellia too is, you know, I've got the Smart Start done, everything's good. And what I struggled with was just my own limitations where, you know, for whatever reason, I don't get ClickFunnels. I can do everything in Infusionsoft, but I just haven't used ClickFunnels enough to be proficient in it. So for me, that was a frustration and almost a roadblock mentally to move forward. but it was just like getting up the next day and saying, okay, what are these 3 things I need to do to move this forward, was helpful for me. And you guys have done a beautiful job of giving us all the details. Everything is super thorough and explained. It's just a matter of, I don't even know if you can really put the time, like, hey, this module here is going to take you X amount of time to implement, because we all would be different based on our skills. And so now I'm excited because I want to go back to the very beginning and get the onboarding, because it's like you started some of those pieces and I was rewatching some of those videos and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is genius. But you almost have to come back in a whole different mindset of readiness maybe to do it. So
like what Billy was talking about in the beginning. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So
I honestly, Eric, I don't like, it's us. It's not you guys. It's us, but I know you want to see us be successful. So, I appreciate you wanting the feedback.
Yeah, well, thank you. And I appreciate you saying that too. But I also feel, and I know Aaron does too, a tremendous responsibility to not just provide great content, but also provide it in a way that is consumable and implementable. Because otherwise it's just great content and, you're a great, system, but it's not being used. And so but that's fine. I think this is what business is about. It's about it's about evolution and optimization and Kaizen. That's what you get something out there and hopefully you get some traction, and then you just try and make it better and keep going. So we're gonna keep going and trying to make it better. And I just really appreciate the feedback. That helps so much. So thank you.
Yeah, it's me. It's not you.
Yeah. I've heard that from a few other women in my life. Hey, Aaron, one other thing. Would you, if you're comfortable doing it, would you post that your version of Jackson's email in the referral channel so people can see it and just talk about that? The 27 word. You said it was a variation on Dean, so he does the 13-word thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just posted it in the comments here, but I can post it in the Facebook group. Oh
yeah, I see it here. Yeah, no, if you would, that would be great, because people, they love that stuff, and it will help people too. People that are doing a good job of communicating with their list, they'll be able to draw up some business from it too.
Yeah, it was funny because I told Randy, TJ Brooks, Chaz DeVetter, and they instantly all sent it out, and they're like, the funny thing too is I was the same way, as I didn't have what I was selling. I just put it out there, and then so that first person you get on the phone and you're like, but it was great. And so basically what I did is I made a $249 till the end of the year package. Basically you got Christmas and New Year's, maybe I gave you a couple weeks free in there, but I got people back in that hadn't been in a while. But it was just kind of funny because I'm like, oh crap, what am I selling?
Yeah, right. Well, that's good. You're nimble. You're quick. You came up with it. Yeah, that's good. That's
cool. Good. But I'll post it.
All right. Thank you very much.
But excited to have the Smart Start finally launched.
Yeah, and congrats on that. And the whole deal is with that is just hitting it from every possible angle, and everything that you do, you can drive people into this group. It can become that sort of default evergreen offer that you're making to help people out. And we're going to be doing more stuff, coming up with more and different ways to advertise and market that as well.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, because just after seeing the whole Facebook ad, again, I think I had some issues with my sales page not converting. That is basically what all the analytics was showing me. So I don't believe that Facebook ads are dead by any means, but it shows me that, hey, you still got to build a list and nurture that list, and then have this private Facebook group, because these are going to be just like your list. You're going to keep nurturing these people, and it's just a matter of putting out offers appropriately in a group like this. So I definitely see a lot of the value.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's a more personal and more interactive version of your current list, your house list. Your audience, tribe, whatever you want to call it. Now you're reaching them via a different medium that gives you a chance to connect with them even at a greater level. because of the, you know, the video component and the real-time component and how they can all interact with each other and really build community. There's so many benefits to those Facebook groups. But yeah, so you're exactly right. It's just another, it's like your list on steroids.
Yes. Yeah. So thank you.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you. All right, good. Wayne, it's great to see you, man. Give us an update. Let us know how things are going and any issues or problems we can help you with.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Good. I've had audio problems in the past. Sorry I haven't been here in a while. We were out of town last week and I think out of town the week before on Friday. Good to see you guys.
Good to see you.
I just made a bulletproof or bullet list of things. 2 weeks ago, we did a charity boot camp on a Saturday. That was the first one. We did it for $10. It was mainly members, about 15 members that showed up and 5 non-members showed up. But I think if it's done more on a regular basis and it gets out there more, I think maybe it'll be accepted more.
Yeah.
I forgot who it was that put the levels of trainers on the Facebook page. They mentioned it a month or so ago, but I went through and made something similar. I made different levels of trainers and what's expected of them and how long they can.
That was Mike Fernandez.
Right.
Yeah.
That's it. Anyway, that helps a lot, and it's more clarity for me and them to let them know what's expected of them. I just started a new promo, and I agree with you, Aaron. Facebook ads for the last couple of months haven't been good for me at all. We spent, I think right now I'm at like $450, and I've had like maybe 40 opt-ins. We had a orientation last night, and we have one tomorrow morning. 10 people showed up last night. 10 people joined. I'm hoping maybe 15 or 20 will show up tomorrow morning, but usually I would have spent half that much and got twice as many opt-ins. And so I'm not sure if it's just maybe I've been in the market a while. I'm not sure.
Has anything changed, Wayne? Are you doing anything differently with this ad run?
No, I mean, I send it to the same demographics in the area. I try to have a catchy picture on there. I've actually cleaned up my landing pages. They look better, more professional, I think, more sleek than they used to.
Well, let me stop you there, because what you always want to look for when you're comparing, two tests. When you're always testing. So your last run was a test, and now you've got another test in the works. And there's a lot of studies that will show you that sleek and professional does not outperform ugly and unprofessional. Now, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It just depends. And so that really jumped out at me, and something I would consider that I would offer to you to consider looking at is reverting back to your old landing page look and seeing how that impacts your cost per lead.
Okay. All right. I've also heard about something from another fit body owner called mini chat, and I've looked into doing that. It's where looks like you know what that's about. It's where you run a post and you say, please comment below with a certain word, and I'll send you a Facebook message, and you can basically like set up autoresponders for them to receive messages. So it looks like some of you guys have used that before.
That is powerful stuff. I'll tell you, we actually have it listed in the resources in the referral challenge. It's something that I saw just about 6 months ago. Stacy Wisher was using it on her website. Really caught my attention. I'm like, what's it? And then I started to investigate a little bit more. Yeah, this according to Ben Davis. Ben was down at Houston and talked about Facebook ads and also chat bots, what they're called. And he's specifically about ManyChat and how they're implementing it into a lot of the advertising that they're doing on Facebook, and how it's really improving things. And I'll tell you let me just show you an example of, there's a guy called Ken Allen, who's doing this thing called the Sports Camp Expo, which he asked me to speak at. It's one of those online expos. And he is doing something really cool. I'll share my screen and show you this with ManyChat. And everybody can do this. You can do this on any landing. So what you're looking at here, this is Ken Allen. This is Sports Camp Expo. Here's his, there's me. That's me. This is his page, okay, for the Sports Camp Expo. So when you opt in here, you're taken to this landing page, this thank you page, essentially. And congratulations, you're registered, blah, blah, blah. And now the first thing he hits you with is this right here. And this is his ManyChat button. And he's got here, click the button below, and I'll let you know what's going on every day via Facebook Messenger. No more missed emails. This, I think, is a great strategy or a great tactic that you guys should use on your thank you pages. Any opt-in page, after they opt in on your landing page, when you take them to your thank you page, depending on what you need done, you don't want this to interfere if there's something else you need done on that page that's more important. But if there isn't, this is a great way to capture them because you've already captured their opt-in email address, and now you can capture them onto Facebook as well via ManyChat. There's a lot of applications for this that can be very, very powerful, and you can send out broadcast emails, broadcast messages via ManyChat that get like 95% deliverability. So that's strong. So yeah, Wayne, I think that's smart, and I encourage you to use that. Keep using that.
Cool. Well, I haven't started yet, but I've looked into it, and there's introductory videos and things. I was just trying to hurry up and get through and get to the application of it, but I'll definitely do that next week. So since the ads aren't doing so good, I was going to go back through the vault and see what I could find about running like a week-long referral campaign. So I'm sure there's something in the vault, and I've seen it. I just forgot about it. I'm going to go back and do a refresher. If anybody has any suggestions, that would be super.
Off the top of my head, I would I'm just thinking something quick and easy.
Well, I mean, I've done one before where you just put out a contest, like whoever can get the most people to come in from like Monday through Saturday. We're going to have a draw-in for a prize. Maybe $100 or something.
Right. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of little quick and easy things you can do to bring a friend type stuff and things like that. Aaron, a couple of years ago, didn't you do something with a bring a friend? Or no, you did something with the giveaway. You gave away a pair of sneakers or something, a customized pair of sneakers that worked real well.
Yeah, we made custom Nike, the Roshi, or I don't know, it's ROSCHE is the model. And they actually now have one that's not $200. So, but the cool strategy is, which kind of stinks because obviously now with the referral challenge, it's given the $100 to charity. You know what I mean? So it's either give the $100 to your charity or the $100 pair of shoes.
Right.
And you could even ask them like, hey, we'll get you a pair of custom, fit body shoes. And the cool thing is you can make your shoe for your company, like with your company colors. You can put like your initials of your company on the back of the shoe. Ours they're pretty sweet, but and people do like them. But we did that for Bring a Friend. So if you brought a friend, they joined our program, we got the person who referred the shoes. And it was just kind of one of those wow.
Yeah. I think it's a great idea because it's such a strong visual element. If you were to use a video or something like that, you could just start the video with you holding the shoe. You just like, hey, you want a pair of these shoes? Let me tell you about them. These are really cool. And you just go into a little bit, because there you go. You're grabbing their attention. You're talking about the shoe, and then you tell them, hey, here's how you can get a pair of these shoes for free. Bring a friend in. If your friend decides to join us on one of our no obligation, 100% guaranteed programs, you get a pair of these shoes free. That kind of thing. So yeah, I like that idea. And then of course, once they come in, you can give them the option. Hey, if your friend decides to stay, or your friend buys it and stays with us, you can have the shoes, or we'll donate $100 to our charity, the charity of choice, that type of thing. So I like the idea. It's a good one. Whenever you can use cool prizes. I mean, that's a tried and true tactic. Anything else, Wayne?
I had to get right. I had hired a coach that had been with me for about a month, but since I had implemented the different levels and I was able to show her that she wasn't meeting the KPIs, I told her, you're not meeting this, gonna have to let you go. So now I'm back to teaching all the morning sessions now, but it's better because she was just causing some controversy, and some people liked her, some people didn't. So it's just better to go ahead and nip it in the bud. So now I've got another one. I'm bringing up a member that said she's really interested in becoming a coach, and I think she'll do fine. She'll start training next week. So maybe soon I can have some mornings off every now and then instead of getting up at 3:30.
Wow, 3:30. When's your first session?
5.
Wow.
I get up 3:50, 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
But I found out the last couple months I really need to get rest. If I get enough rest and eat, I mean, I can't burn the candle at both ends, because then I'm miserable all day. I'm depressed. I can't think straight. I'm thinking negatively. But I realize that when I get enough sleep and I'm taking care of myself and eating right, that I'm more positive and I can think better. So it's better to discipline myself and go to bed and try to get at least 7 hours of sleep. And that has really helped a lot.
Yeah, no doubt. That was a big topic of conversation down in Houston, this whole topic of self-care, taking care of yourself. And it's critical. I mean, the team is only as strong as the leader.
Yeah. And my wife kind of started me on that, because a couple months ago she said she was really worried about me, that she was, that people younger than me, have heart attacks because they get stressed out. And I thought about how scary that would be. And, I don't want that to happen. So I'm just trying to be more positive and take better care of myself. But that's all I got. I went down my list, and everything's good.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. That's great. And I would just encourage you to look at those, your Facebook ads. Always look at what you've changed. Maybe it could just be, as you said, it could just be saturation. It could. There's so many things that it could be, but it's always helpful to approach this from a scientific, analytical point of view and determine, hey, did I change something? Is there something that I can change to try and tweak something that's worked well in the past? Oh, there's two. Yeah. Sweet. And, oh yeah.
Ooh,
that's nice.
That is nice.
How many do you have to buy, Aaron, in order for them to do it? 1. Sweet.
Why don't you get a pair instead of just one?
That's a good one.
Why don't you send Eric and Aaron a pair? That's all I'm saying.
Those are really nice. Hey, Aaron Lindauer, can you real quickly talk about your FB ads? Did you change anything in your Facebook ads?
Yeah, who were you using to run them? Maybe that was the problem.
Oh, so you got somebody new doing them now? Yeah. Okay. All right.
So that was kind of frustrating. So I don't think we're seeing quite the same. I will also say we have about 1,500 likes on our fan page, and I don't think that's enough. I think we need to do more awareness ads and get more likes naturally on our page. I do feel the sales page was not good. And I'm a firm believer on Facebook ads. If it's not working, change it. Just change it. Don't let $500 go by. But
yeah, $500. How many days did it take to run $500?
Oh, I can tell you all the fun stats, because I get a little message every day that tells me how much money I've spent. Sorry, 1 second. Oh my gosh, where did this go? Hold on, I know I sent this to
That's cool. You take your time. Wayne, what are you budgeting your ads at per day? What's your per day ad budget?
I was getting ready to say that. I started out, I usually start out at about $20 a day, but I decided this time to start out at $50 a day. And no matter how much money I start out, when the ad first goes out, I get a little graph on the Facebook ads app. There's a little graph on there, and there's always a spike, the first couple days, and then it starts going down. I think because, the same picture is out there, the same post, the same people have seen it. So then the views go down. And even if I throw more money at it, it might be a little bit bump, but it's still on a downward slope. And I think it's because it's the same ad. So then what I do after 2 or 3 days is maybe put a different picture up there. So maybe it'll be different in the feed, and then it spikes again. So there might be a different strategy, but that's what I've seen works, is just maybe every 2 or 3 days put a different picture on there instead of increasing the budget more than $50.
Did you change the picture, Wayne, from the last time it was working to this time?
Yes.
And what kinds of pictures, what was the change in the image?
Well, there's similar images. Sometimes sometimes it's a picture of like one of our members. We give them a sign, like when they hit a certain number of boot camps, and there's a group of people standing around them, smiling and pointing at them. Sometimes it's just a picture of, or a video clip sometimes of a boot camp in action.
Good. So it's all nothing stock. You're not using any stock.
No.
Right. Okay, good. That's the kiss of death.
And every now and then it seems like if we put a post out there, because we just about every day we're putting Instagram post or a Facebook post up there of, somebody reaches 50, somebody just reached 400 or something like that. If a particular post does good and you get that email or that notification from Facebook that says you have a high performing post, then I might throw the link on there and then post that.
Okay, nice. When Ben was down in Houston talking about Facebook ads, a couple other points he made was that definitely never use stock photos. Try to be as creative as possible with real photos of real people. But he said even better is to do video ads. He said the video ads are pulling really well, and he shared a bunch of video ads that he's using or that others are using that are doing well. But one he shared, I'll just give you a description of the visual real quick, because it was brilliant. It was so well done, and it was simple, and it was just, you're just seeing this guy like you're seeing me right now in the image, except he was laying on the floor, and you could tell he was laying on the floor. And so and then all of a sudden these potato chips start falling on his face and little cookies. And then he goes, if you're anything like me, he's a British guy, and he goes, if you're anything like me and dream about chips and cookies all day long, and he goes, this is something you'll want to hear. And it was just really well done. So it was just a very creative, simple ad, and Ben said it's pulling real well. So I think it's good that you're testing these little video ads, Wayne. Billy, are you using video ads with your Facebook stuff? You are? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we do. Yeah, I've done. We have a really solid promotional video, so we've used that, and it's done really well. I've done video ads. We've done retargeting ads with videos.
Yeah, good. But all right, and there's another great point. That's one of the big secrets to success with the Facebook ads is that the creation of your custom audience, so that you be a retargeting pixel, so then you can create lookalike audiences based on those. And it's harder if you're in a very small area, a small in terms of population, but you can still absolutely do it. And that's how you really dial in your targeting over time with the help of Facebook. Aaron, were you able to locate that information?
Yeah, I found the ad. The only problem is we're running like so many things right now that I'm trying to like just give you the stats from that ad. Oh, here it is. I'm sorry. Yeah. See, here was the other discrepancy. I called it the busy professional, and this guy called it the fall something program. And so I was like, all my emails called it a busy professional program, and the sales page was a fall fitness program. So there's a issue there. We had 726 clicks. It was 54 cents a click. We had 22,800 people reached and 1 opt-in.
Wow.
It was fantastic.
Wow. That's great. That's an official debacle. Yeah. Yeah, that's nice.
So it is a sales page. I mean, hands down, sales page. The ad was working. We had 726 people click. I would like to think that 1% would have.
Right. And your cost per click that's reasonable. You said 56 cents or something. That's not bad at all.
No, yeah. So it's a sales page. It didn't convert.
Yeah. So is the sales page dramatically different from your previous sales page?
That I've used before, yes.
It is.
There was no video. It was Tony and I's beautiful photo at the top, talking about us, not about the program, not about results, not about the features and benefits. So it was just hey, this is what we've used before for people and it worked, and for some reason it didn't work for you.
Yeah. All right. Very good. Oh yeah, Billy, thanks, man. Appreciate you making it on the call. Go get some rest so you can take care of your children and kill some people in the mixed martial arts. But Billy's a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I love telling people that because it blew my mind when I found out about it. Yeah, that's awesome. All right, brother. Thank you. Okay, well, I don't want to make this all about Facebook, but that was interesting. It is. I think it's always interesting to investigate these things. So let's move on. Lionel, you just made the sale. Congratulations, brother. That's outstanding.
Thank you.
Other than that, let us know how things are going and anything we can help you with.
Well, no, you guys, rocking and rolling, man. I just wanted to come on to actually hear everything, and literally I had to put everything on mute because I didn't want to just disconnect from the call, right? Because she came in right to the office and was like, okay, sure, let's get it done, So made it happen, but no, I'm going to go back and listen to the recording once everything is done to kind of catch up on what you guys have done and put together. So that'd be awesome, But yeah, it's good.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear it. And that always feels good when you've made a sale. And they say, and it's true, not just anybody who's done it knows the best time to make a sale is right after you made a sale. It's too bad you get somebody else coming in right now.
I'm actually working on that as we speak. So.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Might as well be on a roll for the rest of the day, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, and it's just so sweet. It's hard to coordinate that, but I just remember from back when I used to sell a lot and just selling other people's stuff, how you just wanted so badly to have somebody, right after that you closed that sale, you wanted that next appointment to come up as quick as possible. That adrenaline going.
Absolutely. So good. Hopefully it'll happen soon. So I've already reached out to them and, waiting for them to come walk in the door. So.
Lionel, tell me a little bit. You have, as I recall, your facility is right next door to a CrossFit. Is that right?
Yes, it's actually connected. It's same building, so we share a bathroom. So I have to go through the CrossFit court to get to their bathroom.
Huh?
My bathroom is in their bathroom, basically.
That's wild. How did that agreement come about? How did were they there first, or you there first, or who was first? They were there first?
Yeah, they were there first. Well, I mean, my background is also, I'm a CrossFitter. I've competed, at pretty high level in CrossFit. So, and I do a lot with the community in terms of giving back, and I volunteer a lot at the events. So a lot of people, when they need judges and things like that, they'll usually have me come in as one of the head judges, for a lot of tournaments. So I'm known in the community down here. And so the owners of that particular facility, the original owners of that facility, I knew them well. And I remember when I was actually looking for space, I knew that the space that they had here, they would use in their kids' classes once a day. And the rest of the time, it was just basically closed. So I asked if I could actually use it in the mornings, and they gave me access to it for an hour or two in the mornings because that's all I needed at the time. This was probably 3-4 years ago. And then it just kind of went from there. And I started needing it a little bit more. So I asked if I could have it for 3 hours, which they didn't have a problem with. And then he went from 3 hours to 5 hours in the morning. So it was all mornings, never interfered with their evenings, you know? And that went on for probably a good year or so. And then the owners changed. They sold it to someone else. And I was already here coming in like on a regular basis. So they never really gave me any slack until one day they came in. I came walking in and the doors were locked. I'm like, what's going on? The coach was like, yeah, well, they want to make changes and they don't want to let anybody use the room. And, you know, I'm going, all right, so it's got to be a money thing. So it doesn't make any sense. The room is just there. It's not being used. You know, why not make an offer on it? So I went and I approached the owners. Well, I tried to, and I couldn't get that to happen. And I ended up talking to the head coach of the facility. And by talking to him, we sat down and negotiated. And, you know, I rented the room from him. They already knew me. I've already been there. It's not like I was doing anything, you know, out of line. So I rented the room. So at first it was just against still using it in the mornings. And then I asked if I could have access all day. And he said, sure, here's a key. That's all I needed at that point. So that was over 2 years ago.
And go ahead. Now, so what kind of training are you doing then if it's not CrossFit?
Well, see, that's the thing, right? Because the first thing that they thought initially when they started that, they were worried because they thought, well, I'm going to take their clients, so I'm going to try to poach their clients and things like that. But I don't. Yes, I'm a CrossFitter, but I also, I'm a certified strength and conditioning specialist, and I specialize in all kinds of other things outside of CrossFit. I'm a USAW coach. I'm also a USA powerlifting coach, you know, track and field. I'm battle rope certified. I'm club and mace certified. I, you know, do a lot of other things outside of the CrossFit realm itself that all can benefit CrossFitters. And so I started working with people as individuals, just a one-on-one basis, basically to help them, if they're CrossFitters, improve what they're already working on and get better at it. And if they're not CrossFitters, just to help them get healthy. That was just the original intent of what I started doing. But and I started noticing a trend that was very common because I'd see a lot of people come into the CrossFit boxes. They were the typical 20 to 30-year-olds. But then you'd have the outliers, the 40, the 45-year-old guy, the 40-year-old lady, you know, coming in wanting to do something but being extremely afraid of being in the environment because, yeah, they tried to compete with the kids and they end up getting hurt because it's just not working out right. And I realized, well, that's my market. I know exactly how they feel because that was me. You know, so I figured out a way to be able to address that. So instead of actually talking and trying to get to the typical CrossFitter, my market is the 40-year-old mom and 40-year-old dad that's just trying to get back in shape. That's, you know, really trying to get their lives together. That's wanting to have a good quality of life. That's not necessarily trying to make it to the CrossFit Games. They just want to be healthy. They just want to move well. They just want to be pain-free. And I can help them do that. And so once I started that, they realized that there was no conflict between what they were doing and what I was doing, that I was actually going to be better for them. So they started explaining to their members that if they need more specific training, if they want to be able to move better, if they want to be able to get paid free, they can come and see me because I can help them. So we've been doing that now for the last couple of years, and it's been working pretty well.
That's sweet.
My clients, and they have their clients, and we all mingle together, but my clients know that what we do is what we do. It's not CrossFit, but they know that we do all the stuff that they do as well. It's just we do it different. You know?
Yeah. And are you a martial artist as well?
You know, I don't yes and no. I mean, I have and I do, but this is on my own. I don't actually incorporate that in what I do with my clients. But I'm starting to think about doing that actually.
If you want to see Lionel go karate, watch him walk into a spider web. Then it's like,
How do you know that, Aaron?
oh, it's something I saw the other day on Facebook. I was just making a joke of it.
That's good. That's good. All right. Well, good. Looks like Adrian might have bailed on us. Oh, he said he's going to be right back. Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, so do you see? You think this is a long-term? You feel comfortable? Do you have a lease with them now, or is it just month to month or year?
Well, no. I mean, it's kind of a month-to-month thing, you know. But I don't see us having an issue. I mean, unless something happens to the facility itself, where the ownership was to change drastically, I don't really see my scenario changing in a negative way. I mean, if anything, they might come back and ask for more rent, but that's really about all that they can do. I don't think that they're going to ask me to leave because I've been valuable to them. Because I help the coaches as well, because a lot of times they'll need to take time off for one thing or another. And I'm usually always here. So I'm always available to help fill in for them, take over a class, do something of that nature. So, you know, I'm not a bad thing to have around. I'm actually a really good thing to have around. So
yeah, that's good. That's
and I've actually brought them clients, because I've had people come in and they'll work with me for a little while and they're really interested in CrossFit. So I get them prepared. You know, they spend 2-3 months with me, 4 months, whatever. They're happy with the way they move. And then I tell them to go on and sign a membership over there and continue on. It's cheaper for them to do that than it is to work with me. So I don't have a problem with it, you know. And they've seen that because I've brought in several members to them and they're happy with that. So they know that my heart is not in trying to take business from them, even though they've had their, and the way it became clear is they've had a couple of their members approach me about training with me. And the first thing that they said is, well, we'll go ahead and cancel our membership to come and train with you. And I said, absolutely not. You cancel your membership. You do not come into my office to work with me. I cannot do that. You must remain a member there. You want to work with me, that's fine. But, you know, that's in addition to what you're doing there. You don't stop that. And so when they found out, because they saw one of the members here, they were like, hey, are they working with you? What is? I'm like, they're still your member. They're still paying your membership. That hasn't changed. They're just not training with me in addition to what they're doing with you. That you shouldn't be mad. You should be happy, because instead of someone leaving to go find somebody else to help them, they're still here. You're still getting paid. You just don't have the responsibility of training them anymore. I do.
right. There's definitely some synergy there between you and that CrossFit, and that's good. That's smart. In fact, I would look at ways, if I was consulting you, I would say, I can sit down and look at ways that you can actually potentially create even more synergy between the two of you.
Oh, I want to. And, you know, honestly, the reason why there's not more isn't on my side. It was because they were a little bit reluctant, because, again, they weren't quite seeing what's there. But they've been coming around a lot more as of late and seeing the value and more of the benefit that I provide. So it's been more open to discussion as far as how we can integrate more things together. So.
Yeah, good. That's smart. So I keep real good records of people that you refer to them, and people that you, just like the story you just told us, that you've encouraged to stay members. And so in order, you know, that for them to work with you, they have to maintain their membership at the CrossFit. Just keep those kind of records so you have data that you can use to support your argument when you do, if you do go to, you know, try and build the relationship further. That's always helpful, because it's too easy to forget stuff when it's just anecdotal or loose.
Right, I get it. True.
Yeah, but that's cool. That's cool, Lionel. That's exciting stuff. All right, let me see if Adrian's back. Adrian, are you back yet? No, Adrian. No. Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna have to cut it loose. I'd like to give Adrian an opportunity, but we can't just hang. Unless you guys have anything else. Wayne, do you have anything else, or Lionel, anything else you guys want to talk about while we're waiting for Adrian?
No, I mean, unless I have you guys go over everything you already talked about.
No. Yeah. All right. Very good. Wayne, the audio is definitely so much better. That headset makes a huge difference. I think that's great. Yeah. Oh, I know what I wanted to ask you, Lionel. What about the situation with your buddy who came up to help you, and you were telling us a story last week? Did you get that resolved? Did he hit the road, or, you know, your friend?
Oh, yeah. So my buddy now, you know, he came down, and so I had him come over here the other day. He's kind of looking at what's going on. He says, wow, things have changed a lot. You've like done a whole lot better. I'm glad to see that things are working out. And I said, yeah, I mean, you know, I said, listen, you know, I love you, right? He goes, of course. He goes, okay, but you were toxic to my business. You know, the fact that you're not here anymore is actually a good thing, because it's allowed me to be able to expand in the way that I needed to, because you were refusing to actually help. And then he admitted, he said, you know, it's not that I was refusing. It's just that, man, this was different. You know, this is a different scenario than when we worked together before. You know, I didn't have my own thing going on, and I was kind of feeling envious because everything was happening because it was yours and yours only. And I kind of wanted to have my own thing happening. So if you still need help, I'd love to be able to come back and help you again. I said, let's visit that later on. Right now, I'm good. I don't need the help, but thank you for offering, you know. That was it. That was the end of the conversation.
That's great. That's great.
He's happy. I'm happy. You know, we're still friends. We still hang out. Like I said, he came in. He was really impressed with how things have changed in the short few months, because right when we started, you know, with the referral challenge is when he came down. So that was kind of all at the beginning stages of everything. And I was trying to get him to come and look at everything and help me implement it. You know, because one of the things that he would say to me is, I don't need you to tell me what to do. I just need you to point me in the right direction. Give me stuff. If they have videos, if they have training, I can figure it out myself. So I said, okay, here's the referral challenge. right? And he didn't do anything. You taking off? Give me a second.
Paper towel.
Good to, yeah.
Okay.
Don't worry about that. Allison.
All right. Adrian, you back yet?
Thank you.
I opened everything.
All right.
No.
Okay. So
Well,
sorry
yeah,
about
that's
that.
cool. You know, it's a great story. I'm glad it all worked out. It's interesting. You know, there's that saying: "Is it better to be, or what is better? Is it better to be polite or honest, or something like that?" And of course, honest. Being honest is always the best answer, and even if it's impolite or perceived as impolite.
Right.
Yeah, you got to get the rat shit out of the rice, as Dick always says. So that's good.
Yeah, absolutely. And no, that was really the best thing, because once we got that ironed out, you know, he was fine and I'm fine. And, you know, he's really happy to see that things turned out, because like I said, when I asked him, you know, he said, well, just don't tell me what to do. Just point me in the right direction, and then I can figure it out and come back and give it to you. So I said, here, all the modules are there. Everything is specific as to what to do and how to do. All you have to do is follow it, put it together, come back to me, tell me what I need to do, and I'll get it done. And he would be like, well, no, you need to tell me what you want me to do. Like, you just told me you don't want me to tell you what to do, but yet you're now telling me that, you know, so it was going back and forth like that. It didn't work. Once I brought my daughter in, I did exactly that with her. I said, listen, there's a bunch of stuff here that we need to put together. I can't quite figure it out yet because I'm too busy trying to do these things. Here, follow these rules. Just go in and watch the videos. And she did. Put the referral challenge together, you know, put the Facebook check-in together, put everything together that, you know, and she would come to me and said, okay, you need to do this. Okay, I do it. And you need to do that. But everything else she did, like with the video for the Smart Start, all I had to do was just record, because everything else she put together. So I just had to go through, click on the slides and record the thing. And that was it. That was my part of it, you know? So that's made a world of difference. Having somebody that actually understands what I'm trying to do and is not willing to, not afraid of just running with it and making it happen instead of just telling me what can't be done, you know?
Right.
But now I know where it was coming from, and I'm glad he admitted it, you know, both to himself and to me. And that just makes our relationship a lot better now. So.
Yeah, that's good. That's good stuff. All right, very good. Well then, Aaron, thank you for coming back on. But we're going to wrap up unless there's something else that you have, Aaron Lindauer, that you want to address. Okay, then we're just all going to collectively wish you a killer event this evening. Knock it out of the park. I know you will. And definitely share pictures and stories with us when you get a chance. I know you're going to be busy with stuff, but if you get a chance, we'd all love to see them. All right, cool. Okay, well, that's it then, guys. Thank you all very much. I appreciate you being here. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you on Facebook.
All right, awesome. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.